if we are given an equation, if we are asked to find the solution for your given equation, and you are given that what you have d square x over what, you simply have d square y over what, dx square, right? And d square y over dx square plus what, 4 dy over what, dx. And this is what, plus what, 9y, and this is equal to 0. Now, if we are asked to get the what, the final solution to our second ordinary differential equation, what will it simply be? The first thing is to always check if that equation is homogeneous or not. Looking at our equation, we can see that the equation is what, homogeneous, because it is equated to what, 0. That's the first thing you do. After confirming that your equation is homogeneous, get the what, auxiliary equation of your given what, second ODE. Now, to get the auxiliary equation, we already know that our auxiliary equation is always given to be what, m squared plus what, 4m, right, plus what, 9, and this is 0. So your auxiliary equation, which is y, will now be equal to what, m squared plus 4m plus what, 9. Are we together? So what do you do? The next thing is to solve your what, equation quadratically. To solve this quadratically, either you what, factorize, or better still, you what, use your what, quadratic formula. If we are to factorize, what do you think we are going to get? Look for two numbers that when you multiply, you are going to get what, 9, and when you add those numbers, you are going to get what, 4. Can you get any number? If you have 3 and 3, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 plus 3 is 6, and it's not 4. Are we together? So there are those, we cannot get any number of that nature. So what we do is, here you simply apply your what, your quadratic formula. What's your quadratic formula? Recall that our quadratic formula is given to be what, minus b plus minus square root of what, b square minus what, 4ac divided by what, 2a. Are we together? Now what you do is, remember from your given root, if you have b here, what's your b? Your b is 4, so you have your a here to be what, 1. The coefficient here is 1. The coefficient here is 4. And what do you have here as your c? 9. So you have your b here to be what, 4. And you now have your c here to be what, 9. Such that you simply use all these parameters in your equation to represent with these what, values here. Are we together? So if we do that, we'll simply have our quadratic equation to be given as what, minus 4 plus or minus square root of what, 4 square minus 4 multiplied by what, a is 1, so you have 1 times what, c is what, 9. So this is 9, right? And this will be what, divided by what? This will be divided by 2a, and 2a, a is what, 1, so you have what, 2. If you simplify this, we'll simply have this to be what, minus 4 plus minus square root. Remember, 4 square is what, 16, right? So this is what, 16. Now you have minus here, which is what we have here. You have 4 times 1 is 4 multiplied by 9, and that is what, 36. So you have 36 here divided by what, 2. Are we together? Now if you punch your calculator, 16 divided by 36, that will give you what, 20. So what you simply have there will simply be what, minus 4 plus or minus square root of what, minus 20, right? So since you have minus 20 divided by what, 2, remember you have what, minus 20, and what are you seeing here? Root. So what is this telling you? Complex what, number. Now how can we simplify this minus 20 here? We can also simplify when we have square root of minus 20. Square root of minus 20 can also be what? Square root of what? 4, right? Plus, we can have square root of 4 times what? 20, which is 5. So we have 5. 5 times 4 is 20 times what? Minus 1. And that will give you what? Minus 20. Are we together? Now, if you are splitting this, then you are going to have square root of 4 times what? Square root of what? 5. This is minus 5. Are we together? So this is what? Minus 5 because of your what? Your minus 1 here. What is your square root of 4? Square root of 4 is what? 2. And you have this to be what? Root what? Minus what? 5. Are we together? And what is root minus 5? Root minus 5 will simply tell you that this is a what? A complex what? Root. Are we together? So root minus 5 can also be written as what? 2 root what? 5i. Are we together? Telling you that you have a complex root. So if you take this back to your given equation, you'll simply have minus 4 divided by what? 2 plus or minus 2 root what? 5i divided by 2. Are we together? So what do? Your 2 here will cancel out 2 here. 4 divided by 2 is actually what? 2. So you have this to be what? Minus 2 plus or minus what? Square root of 5i. Are we together? So you've gotten your what? Your complex root. What do? Since we've gotten our complex root to be what? Minus 2 plus or what? Plus or minus square root of what? 5i. Recall that from our case 1 here, we have that when m1 is equal to what? When m1 is not equal to what? M2, then we'll have our case 1 to be what? Given to be y is equal to a exponential m1 plus what? B exponential m2 and x here. Are we together? But in this case, we are having a complex root. So since we are having a complex root, what do? We recall our given equation for our complex root to be what? M is equal to alpha plus or minus I beta. Are we together? Such that what you have at the right hand side will now be beta. What you have here will now be what? Alpha. So if you recall the equation for complex root, you simply have that M is equal to what? Alpha plus or minus I beta. Are we together? Where our alpha is equal to what? Minus 2, while your beta is now equal to what? Square root of what? 5. So if you represent this with our given equation, we'll simply have that the final solution for your given equation will now be y is equal to, go back to your equation, what are you seeing? Exponential raised to the power of what? Alpha x. So you simply have here to be what? Exponential raised to the power of what? Alpha, and alpha is minus 2x into a, right? So you have your a, what do you have here? Cos beta x. So you have cos beta x. What's your beta? Your beta there is simply what? Your beta there is simply a cos what? Beta, which is what? Square root of what? 5, plus what's the next one? We have b sine beta x. So you have what? B sine beta x. So you have here to be what? B sine beta, which is what? Root what? 5 of what? X. Are we together? So this is the final solution for our given what? Equation. Remember, this equation was given to be a complex root. So when you have a complex root and you want to recall the final solution for that equation, you recall the what? The characteristics equation that they've been given to you, which is your case 1, your case 2, and your what? Your case 3.